to
Good.
see you.
It's nice to see you too. It's really good. I'm sorry about last time. It was the time zone change that it didn't occur to me because everyone was in Florida, so it didn't come up. So
Uh-huh.
glad that we got to reschedule. So before we go into our appointment today, I just wanted to just talk to you for a couple of minutes about what's been happening for you and sort of your journey, with the program, with the group program.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
can you tell a little bit about where you were before the group program with your son and what you had done and sort of how you got the diagnosis and
Well, I was in panic, basically,
Mhm.
because we got the diagnosis when he was 2 years and 2 months old, and we started some kind of a governmental therapy, and it was useless. and and the lady who was our development teacher uh, felt that her problem is teaching the child, and he didn't even want to interact with me at all. So
Mhm.
he had a couple of seconds to answer questions, and she basically told me that she can refer me to a psychologist
Mhm.
to be able to adapt to this new situation.
So that was for you, not for him, but
Yes,
for you. Okay.
for me. Now
Okay.
I feel that she should go to a psychologist, actually. And I will, with your help, couple of years, I want to tell her that she should go to a psychologist. but yes, she said that I should be able to digest what was happening to us, and
Mhm.
I understand what she was saying, but there are certain levels of this. I think what she was offering me is to kind of let go and
Mhm.
digest that this is it. She told me that I can play with my son like 15 minutes per day, 15 minutes
Mhm.
per day, if I'm able to,
Uh-huh.
and that's okay, and that's enough.
Wow.
And of course I was really scared because I saw that this is not working. um, like 45 minutes per week therapy,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then me trying to play with him is just not working, and I didn't know what is going on with us. I didn't know what was going to happen in the future. I was trying to surf the web for information, but it was very hard to find or to get clear answers of where to turn. And basically, emotionally, I was in a constant, I could say up and down, but that's not true because there was no up.
Mhm.
It was just down and downer and even downer. And so, and for my family, it was the same way, down and downer, because of course everybody is connected emotionally, and so they felt my emotional state, and it was very hard for them to keep their heads up if I was down. But basically, um, there was a very different period than what I'm living right now.
Mm. So, I can't recall, how did you first find out about the group program? Was it on the newsletter list? How did you find?
Well, I have a friend in New Zealand,
Okay, that's right.
and then Judith told me that you are a fantastic lady and a therapist, and she wrote to me that I need to listen to one of your calls.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was like 1 a.m. in the morning, And I listened into your call, but I was so tired, and I heard these words like handle and MRI, and what are these people talking about? And I was so frustrated. And so, but I wanted to listen to one of your other calls, and that's when I contacted you on email.
Okay, and so you've not been in the program very long, and you're already, describing things that are happening. So since you started and with where you are now, what have you seen so far with your family and yourself and your child?
Well, actually, my husband laughs at this a lot of the time because I say I've been Aprilized. So I've been Aprilized, April. So all is different. All is different. Which do you pick? Who should I start with? My husband, my other child, development in Silu, or development in me, or the global family experience?
Wow, so very
All
holistic.
changed.
Yeah, I see. So start with you. What have you noticed in yourself?
Well, I'm different. I'm since the SA, since April, before April and after April, thing is going on. So BA, before April, I was this up and down kind of person, and right now what I feel is I'm a lot more focused, a lot more balanced. So if something is happening to me that everyday life you get negative comments, and if I got a negative comment from old ladies here, I don't know, they find me, they attack me every time I pass by. I was much more influenced by what people said and how they reacted. I was very emotional, and I'm just searching for the word here. But I came home, and the rest happened here. That I needed at least a half day to recover from these experiences, and it was very hard to recover and to come back again. And right now, you see, things are happening, but they don't bother me. They don't touch me. So I see them happening, and I don't care.
And just so everyone knows, you're in Budapest, right?
Yes.
And there's not a lot of support or awareness or training or anything, available in your area. So I can understand that could be very lonely, and it could be very overwhelming, and not really having structures in place, to reach out for other families. And in that regard, what have you gotten from the program in terms of connecting with other parents? Has that been supportive for you with knowing that you're not the only person all by yourself, struggling with this?
Well, actually, I love the program, April. This is great. This is really great. It means a lot that I know that these people are there. And if something is happening during the day, I feel like, oh gosh, it will be so good to write it down to them. I want to share my celebrations, and I know that there will be positive response to my celebrations. And I know there are the weekly assignments, and I don't say like that I'm already waiting for them, but how can I say, they are in my life right now, and it's more structured. I know that Monday, I need to focus on something, and I work harder to achieve it by Friday, and this was not happening before. So, and you create more problems because all new opportunities are opening up for me, because I see if I can manage myself like this, then I need to manage Silo's development like this too. So I'm thinking about 90 days plan for Silo, 30 days plan for Silo, because because I see the changes.
Yes.
I want to talk about this a little bit more. So for me, a lot of things changed. A lot of things. I'm much more, how do I say, I'm hungry for success. I know that, I can reach so many things now. And I feel that it can happen, that it can happen for the family. And, I can see that if I write down something in my vision and in my plans, they just come true. So I want to write visions and plans. So that's something just so different, and the personal responsibility that it just came to me, that I understood that in the morning I try to set what I want to achieve and what I want my family to feel. And even my older child benefits so much from your program because I see her situation differently. And I can concentrate on, I'm more balanced. I'm happier with Silu. With Silu, I feel much more relaxed. With my younger child, I feel much more relaxed. We are smiling a lot more. We are playing a lot more. And with my other child, when I go out for a little programs together, I'm so much happier. And the whole family, my husband supports my goals. I just share with him that I planned this and that. And he comes to me on Friday that you wrote down that we need to do that. So why don't we do that like that? So he actually manages according to my plan.
That's great. So I know that you've shared on the forum and you've shared with me. Can you talk a little bit about the changes that you've seen in your son since you started? Because you've had some exciting things coming up in the last few weeks.
Well, actually, he became much more social. He just Sunday, he understood that he needs to wait in line at the playground. And so he understood that now it's the little girl turn, and now it's not now it's Mara turn, and waited for 4 children before he could go. And so he understood that, and he's socializing with us more. And we started these games. That we were doing these a little bit, but now we are focusing on it and enjoying each other's company a lot more. And so I think everybody's bathing in this program in my family. So he enjoys to be with us a lot more. But I'm just thinking about, and the other thing is that he shares the Thomas at the playground, that the little girl asks, that can I play with it? And he says, I give, and gave it to the little girl, and then he wanted it back. And I said, no, the little girl is playing with it, and he understood. So he understood.
Before he was not noticing other children, or what did he do before with other kids?
He was not noticing other children.
Okay.
And he was, so he opened up towards other children and also towards us. Because as we are doing these little games together home, now when we go to the playground, it's a very tiring experience because he says, Mom, come, let's walk up and let's do this and let's do that. And I need to climb up on everything. I have 2 trousers that are like these big holes on it from the slides. The second trouser that has a big hole on it. I even went to Mara's new school, and they came home and my husband said that you have a hole in your trouser because that day I was on the slide. So he wants to share with
Yeah.
us. He
Yeah.
wants to go on the slide together
Oh,
and
wow.
walk on the bridge together. And he says, "Mom, come, hold my hand."
Oh.
And
So
catches my hand.
what was his communication like before you began, implementing things that you're learning in the program?
He was much more closed.
Okay.
So even towards us, but towards like other children, especially, he was very negative.
Mm.
So right now, before we go to a playground, I said, listen, Silu, in the playground, children, and he continues, are playing. I said, we don't hit other children, and we like children, and we say this little couple of sentences.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that he accepts other kids now. I see him noticing other kids now.
Mm-hmm.
I see him understanding that he cannot take this or that. I see him sharing toys.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, even with us, sometimes he was very close and very engaged in his little activities like burying everything in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And now he occupies us all the time. Let's go together. Let's jump up. Let's go on the slide together. And so I'm afraid of taking my other child, the bigger one, because 3.5 years the age difference, and then we go together. He doesn't let Mara rest.
Mm-hmm.
He's always after him and wants to play with him. And I feel sorry for the poor other child because, and he said, okay, I go like that. But it's a little bit troubling for her
Wow,
now.
that's really great. I'm so glad. And also, again, you haven't been involved in the program that long. So what has it been, 5 or 6 weeks now since you started?
I think the February 11th.
February, yeah. So it's a little bit late coming in, but you've started implementing things right away and reporting on the forum the changes you're seeing. So I really appreciate you sharing with families, the kinds of changes that you're noticing. What would you say to a family who has a child with autism? If they, see the program or hear about the program, what would you tell them in terms of, the value of participating in something like that?
Well, I think, I think I already mentioned you that everybody would need your advices. It's not just regardless of autism, because all these things that you share are life-changing experiences. For me, you gave gifts that I will carry on for the rest of my life. I'm sorry. So
don't make me cry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I look at both my children differently. I am with them differently. I'm more conscious of my decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think if somebody is thinking about joining your program, they choose someone who is not only experienced in the recent technologies, so-called, in the autism industry, but also someone who you saw parents fall and get back up and fall and get back up. And so you have all that valuable experience of how to manage a situation like this. What's the most supportive environment, and how to support these children, or any children actually, to make their best out of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that that everybody would need a little April. Everybody would need a little Aprilization, because you see, I was one of your assignments, that delegation, and I thought, oh, I cannot that there is nothing that I can. And I was just, and I was thinking, I sat down, and if you say something, I already listen, because every time you have a way of doing this that it gets in.
Mm.
It's very powerful what you do. It's really life changing. And so I was thinking, and I met this old lady, and we started to talk, and she said she would help me out, and she would take some of the loads off of me. And I was surprised, because I took it into my heart that I need to say yeses and nos, and I cannot carry all the weight by myself. I need to concentrate on the things that only I can do, and try to put some weight on other people that they can manage. And so I was thinking about this very hard, and then I met this lady, and I started to talk to her in a manner that she said that, okay, I would help you out. And so in 4 days, I found a helper.
Yep, the opportunity came to you, right?
And so this is, I got the shivers. So it was powerful, and so I'm so much more focused, April. I'm so conscious. I said to you previously that if things happen, I just close out, and I know my way. And even with Silu, you probably know that when you are dealing with a child with such problems, when I'm doing these exercises and the thing that you are also a teacher, that's a very important thing in your program, that you also teach me how to be with him. In the past, my mind was constantly back and forth on future, and why doesn't he do this? Or if there was some positive, I was very, very happy. If there was some negative, then I lost the focus. And now the word is not good at cold-headed, but I'm on of what we are doing. And I'm not noticing these shifts anymore in my mind and in my heart. I know what I want to do with him, and we are together, and there are no ups and downs and wanderings around. We are together. And this is wonderful. Because do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
If something he does, something some strange thing, I don't get sad that, oh gosh, why does he do this? I mean, these internal monologues are not going on anymore.
Yeah. So it sounds like no more roller coaster,
Yes.
more grounded, stable, centered. And then that way you can guide him instead of being sort of swept up in, what's happening, the ups and downs.
Always happening. Yeah, it's always. I was always reacting to certain things and sometimes making too big of a thing out of it. And I was still doing the things with him, but I wasn't with him.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this, because I really thought it was important with the progress that you were reporting, and I was just stunned at how quickly, being a brand new, many people who are in the program now have been with me for many years, 5, 6, 7 years. We just met, 6 to 8 weeks ago, and the changes that you're reporting, I thought was really powerful, and that it would be really wonderful for families to know that they can make significant shifts even through online program, because we have not met in person. We will one day, but sometimes people don't recognize how much that parents need to know. There's a lot they can do, learning the tools and learning through an online medium, that they really can have a significant impact on their child and on their whole family. So thank you for sharing that.
You're very welcome, of course.
That was beautiful.